The camera sweeps slow across a deep canyon, carved into the heart of the Taihang Mountains. Thousands of tiny strands of emerald green water cascade down sheer, weathered rock faces. Intricate aqueducts, cut straight from solid jade, wrap around every cliff ledge and outcropping. The water glows with a soft, pulsing cyan bioluminescence. It lights the ancient stone from within, turning every shadowed crevice into something alive. The first breath of the scene says, "wild nature," but the second look tells a different story. This is no accident of erosion. Every waterfall is directed, every stream is channeled, every path the water takes was planned, shaped, built by hands. The ancient people who lived here did not fight the mountain. They worked with it, tamed it, turned it into something greater than it had been. This is Guda Paradise, a lost civilization that mastered nature with precise, elaborate engineering. They did not just survive here. They bent the most powerful force on the mountain to their will and turned raw rock and running water into something that still takes the breath away thousands of years later. The camera glides further down the canyon, past smaller cascades and winding water channels. It pulls back slow, letting the full width of the main waterfall open up before the lens. A faint shadow cuts through the spray, right in the middle of the falling water. At first, it looks like another stone support for the aqueduct system, another piece of engineering holding the channels in place. The camera keeps pulling back. The shadow resolves. It is not a support. It is a massive circular stone platform, floating suspended mid-air, directly in the spray of the falls. Thick iron chains anchor it to the canyon walls on both sides, pulling tight to hold it steady against the constant rush of water. Exotic glowing flowers bloom between ancient gnarled trees that root deep into the stone cracks. People walk slowly across transparent bridges, woven from crystal and flowing water, that connect the platform to the canyon pass. The mist carries the faint, sweet scent of the flowers. The soft golden cinematic light wraps everything in an ethereal haze. This is not a fortress. It is not a farm. It is not a tool for irrigation or defense. It is a place of leisure, a space built for rest, for gathering, for joy. This reveals the high quality of life the people of Guda enjoyed, a sense of peaceful wonder that mirrors the magical worlds of fantasy. But this place was real. It stood here, alive, for hundreds of years before it was lost to time. The scene cuts sharp, pulling away from the sun-dappled floating platform and into the mountain itself. It settles inside a palace, carved straight from solid crystal that grows naturally in the mountain's core. Light filters in through the translucent walls, soft and diffused, turning every surface into something that glows from within. A wide channel runs straight down the center of the great room, cut clean through solid rock. Rushing water pours down it, fast and steady, hitting a stone catch basin at the bottom with a low, constant roar. At first, it looks like just another part of the city's vast water network, another channel feeding the aqueducts and fountains outside. The camera pushes forward, past the falling water, and the shape at the heart of the room resolves. It is an orrery, a detailed working model of the entire solar system. It is carved from solid gold and pale jade, every planet carved to scale, every ring and orbit etched with precise lines. It spins slowly, smoothly, no gears grinding, no steam hissing. The entire mechanism is driven entirely by the force of the falling water. Fine water droplets hang in the still air, catching the filtered crystal light and sparkling like scattered diamonds. This is no simple irrigation system. The Guda people did not only use water to water their crops or fill their fountains, they turned it into a source of power, a force that could run complex machines and drive scientific invention. They did not just master water for survival, they used it to understand the stars. The camera pulls back slow, gliding out through the palace's carved entryway until it rests at the edge of the canyon's highest cliff. The wind cuts sharp across the rock face, carrying thick mist that dampens every exposed surface. The priestess stands still at the very edge, her hair stirred into soft motion by the rising spray from the falls below. She lifts both hands slow, lifting them until her arms level out with her shoulders. She moves them in a wide circular pattern, joints loose, movements deliberate, matched to the steady pulse of the falling water. The surface of the pool at the base of the falls ripples first. A small ring spreads out from the center, growing wider as it moves toward the rock walls. Then the water rises. It pulls away from the pool, climbing upward against gravity, slow at first, then faster, drawn by the movement of her hands. It pauses mid-rise, a loose swirling mass of glowing cyan liquid, and for a heartbeat it looks like it will form nothing more than a small, simple symbol. Then it coils. It twists upward, stacking layer on layer of churning glowing water, until the bulk of it stretches hundreds of feet into the air. Scales take shape, each plate glowing with the same soft cyan light that fills the aqueducts. A head lifts, snout pointed toward the indigo sky, and the entire massive shape hangs suspended above the canyon. Ancient legends of dragon worship have long been dismissed as simple myth, primitive storytelling to explain natural forces. This image hints at a different, far more shocking truth. The cult of the dragon grew not from fear, but from the Guda people's advanced skill and deep spiritual connection to controlling water. They did not worship a wild beast. They worshipped the power they could command. The dragon hangs still, suspended above the canyon, as the sun dips below the western ridge of the mountains. The sky bleeds from pale gold to soft orange, then deepens into a rich, velvet indigo that wraps around the rock faces. Moonlight spills over the highest peaks first, spilling down the slopes to touch every aqueduct, every carved channel, every fountain built into the mountain. One by one, the water in each stone-cut path glows brighter. The soft cyan bioluminescence that once only lit the falls and pools spreads across the entire mountain. The whole city of Guda spills across the canyon below, every waterway glowing, every channel holding its own light. The entire mountain looks like a constellation of fallen stars, poured across the rock and held there by ancient hands. The full moon hangs low in the indigo sky, and its perfect, unbroken reflection stretches across the calm pool at the canyon's base. The camera slows, stops, and holds the image for a long breath. Then it fades slow, leaving only the quiet echo of falling water and the breathtaking memory of a lost paradise, preserved here for just a moment.